welcome to another Brett Plays video. In this video we're going to be trying out the float version of the Luscombe Model 8A. And as you can see, we are sitting in right near the Botanical Gardens of Sydney. If you don't recognise that, that is Sydney in the background. So we are actually right next to the Sydney Opera House. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to test this aircraft. Now I've had to make some changes to it. There were some texture issues. On the end of the propellers there were a couple of textures that failed to load. There's also some textures on these hinges here. So what I had to do is to go into the Model Converter X and delete them, so actually remove them from the exterior file. Because even converting them didn't seem to want to change it, so it was easier just to delete it. I don't have the jacket for the guy doesn't seem to show up, but he does have a body in the model. So in Microsoft Flight Sim it doesn't seem to come over. Now this is the cream and blue livery. There are 7 liveries with this particular float model, and it does have this Luscombe parking only John Simmer. You can change John Simmer to your name if you want to. But what I have noticed when you start up on this particular one, this little float thing, it does not disappear, only your line between it. So that should actually disappear, because when I start flying it will come with me. Now what I would suggest you do is basically you're going to have to remove this in the Model Converter X, I believe. Otherwise in Microsoft Flight Sim it won't disappear when you start flying. Unless I can work out what it is, whether it's lights come on. Turned on my lights, don't think I saw anything happen. Oh yeah, they are. Green, red, thank you. Not sure how to get rid of that. Obviously from inside you're not going to see it unless you actually do. Well, there you go, you look down and it's not there. Neither are my floats. Okay, this may be the land version interior, or I cannot see down that far. Let's see if we can open our windows. There we go. That's using the flaps. Alright. Some of the textures are still mucked up in here. We've got these squares and a white, I'm not sure why, and some of the gauges don't or has not come in. I don't know whether the oil temperature and oil pressure gauges work. I guess what we can do is we can turn off well I'll be. It does work. Okay, there you go. Start that up again. Thank you. And now I know the altimeter works and the flight level does. I'm not sure what these 3 are not showing up at all. Even when I brought it over, I tried several times to import them. Alright, with that though, let's take off even with this thing in here. Now, you can see I do have the water rudders down. If I press Control W, the water rudders come up. That works in FSX. It doesn't seem to do enough in here to fly, so there's no park brake to turn off that thing. So they can turn, but the only thing that actually will turn is the wind going over the tail. Let's see if we can actually take off. I'm bouncing a bit. It's a bit of a shame having that little thing there next to me, so I'm going to have to probably get rid of it altogether, which is a bit of a shame because it looks cool when you're tied up and sitting on the water, but like I said, you don't see it in here. Let's get a default view. Shaking a bit. I think I saw that. Oh, it might have been a car or the red thing. Now this one does shake a lot. I don't think that's because my windows are open. I think it might be because of that thing on the side there. Because the other version of this plane, the land version with the wheels, had no problem with shaking. So we're getting a lot of effects from the water. Let's give this a bit of a push and see how fast we can actually get it going. It does sound different inside. I wonder if our oil temperature's coming up. No. It is quite a nice aircraft. I would suggest with a little bit of editing we can get rid of that float They're just sitting next to us. See if we can get into Darling Harbour past the expensive buildings here. Casinos or whatever they are. A few rich boats in here. And we still have our water rudders down. We probably actually should lift that while landing. You're likely to rip them off. The land's not quite right there. The Navy boat you can go and inspect, including the old submarine, which I've actually been inside. That was pretty cool. Alright, well, as far as landing on the water and taking off, you don't have steering in the water yet, but it seems to actually do quite well. I'm going to have to definitely pull up here. A little bit of file editing needed to get rid of the, I don't know if it's a gear up thing. Let's try that. Gear up, nothing happened. Gear down, no, that doesn't get rid of it either. Might have to look in the original FSX to try and work out what it was that actually got rid of that. It's a nice plane, otherwise. See if we can get through the city without knocking into something. 1938, these were initially conceived. The Luscombe. Wow, we're not going to have enough power to climb here. 65 horsepower engine. Quite cute. Let's go land back down where we were. It does have a nice sound to it. Much higher pitch inside. We definitely got a shake. It's almost as if the propeller's shaking that plane. That might be what it is. It's got a pretty good shake on it, must admit. Alright, let's bring it back down where we were. Let's see how well it can float. No, not float, I mean land. Well, the ground effects can definitely feel that. Splash down, thank you. Water rudder down. Animated well. Doesn't seem to touch in the water here though. Just need to get rid of that floaty. And off with the engine. We'll just coast. It is a very nice model. Just got a few issues that need sorting. If you have trouble working out how to get rid of the propeller conflict stuff, so what I was saying was that there were some texture issues, come to my Discord and I'll see if I can help you there. Cheers, like, comment and subscribe. Have a great day. Goodbye.